All right. Hi, everybody. It's Mrs. Fallhaber. It's nice to see you all. Uh, I am jumping in to help with a little bit more of night this week. And, this book, as I'm reading it with you, I forgot how hard this book is and how much happens in this story and how it's easy to sort of let it wash over you because you feel like you've heard a lot about the Holocaust before. And so we were thinking that as we read this week, to continue in this idea of stop and jots. Last week, you collected your stop and jots in the first chapter and you thought about your wonderings and you noticed different things. So this week, as the setting changes from the town where Elie Wiesel grew up and the ghettos where he was spending time, which you looked at yesterday, this week we want to focus on as he's moving into the camp and sort of the things that happen, particularly on his first night there. There were a lot of things that happened to him, and so we want you to keep track of that. So as we're reading this week, we're going to be sketchnoting a little bit, and the way that we're going to sketchnote is in kind of like a box like this. So I want you right now to go ahead and just with a piece of notebook paper, create the same kind of box. So there's a box here, there's 4 boxes with a little thing in the middle. You can put this in the middle or not, and it just has like what we read. So, and I'll tell you about what this is in just a moment. And then an outside frame as well. So here's what you do in this 1-pager sketch note while you read. And you might fill it out a little bit as you read, and then you might fill it a little bit out at the end of reading. But in the top right-hand corner, you're going to think about, this part will come at the end, what's like the big message of this chapter? What are of the collection of chapters? You're going to be reading chapters 2 through 4. So you're going to make a 1-pager over those 3 chapters. So what's the big thing so far? What's the thread, or what does Elie Wiesel really want us to remember? In this box, you're going to capture little images that illustrate or represent really pivotal moments in what you've read so far. So things that represent turning points or important moments that happen. Down here in this box, you're going to collect some powerful moments with some quotes about something that shows a conflict or how something changes is what's going to be in this box. And then over here is characters. So you're going to collect information about the characters. And listen, the order of the boxes matters less than the content of the boxes, right? And then the frame, as you can see here, is where you're going to collect powerful quotes from what you read in the text. So you might be using Post-it notes to kind of stop and jot when you find powerful quotes in the text, and then you add them to your 1-pager at the end, whatever you want to do. So for example, this is a 1-page sketch note I did for a story called The Low Cut Strike Again by Jason Reynolds. And you can see in this top right-hand corner right here, I captured like a theme statement. Over here, these were some of like the important plot points of that short story. Down here was a powerful quote that showed like a big conflict. Notice I'm including page numbers here. And over here is a collection of who the main characters are and kind of like how they change, some of the ways they changed. And then you see out here, as I wrote the quotes, you see I put quotation marks and I put page numbers. So you're going to go ahead and you're going to work towards doing the same thing as you read. So we wanted to tell you about this now. So as you're reading these next 3 chapters, you can be thinking about, oh, that's something I could add, or, oh, that would be an important thing to add to my 1-pager. All right, let us know if you have any questions by emailing Mr. Dix or Mr. Points. And I look forward to seeing the products that you create with this reading. And again, it's a hard read. It is not a great part of our history that we're reading about, but it's important, as you talked about last week. So really take in the details and think about what's happening in this story, because this is a memoir and these things really happened to Elie Wiesel, and it's important to remember that history, which he talks about a little bit in here too. All right, have a good read.